Hey there, creepy peeps, and welcome to another new movie review. Of course, today's movie review has to be It. So of course, I don't think I really need to summarize It. Obviously, this is a adaptation of Stephen King's novel about a bunch of kids that encounter a very scary clown named Pennywise. Let's just go ahead and get right into what I liked about It because there's a lot to cover. So, thing I have to say, which I think is pretty much across the board for this movie, the casting of the Losers Club is pretty much perfect. Like, it is the actors and actress that they casted were so wonderful. They really like drew you in and you really felt for them, and they were really likable, and even when they weren't being so likable, that you still enjoyed them. They were endearing to watch. They were just really great. They were great. The Losers Club was great. And of course, we have to talk about Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise. He did a really, really good job. I've seen a few things where people have been comparing the two, comparing Bill Skarsgård and Tim Curry's performance as Pennywise in the miniseries. I don't think it's fair really to judge which one was better because I think they both did something a little bit different with Pennywise. So I think they both did amazing, and I don't necessarily agree that one is better than the other. I don't think I'd be able to decide which one was better than the other. They were both great for really different reasons, and I really like what Skarsgård brought to Pennywise. Is my eye super red? Sorry about that. I got a little bit of eyeliner in my eye. But the show must go on, right? Of course, as this wasn't like a 4-hour mini series or whatever the hell it was, 3 hours, something like that. Obviously it was a mini series, not a movie, so it was super long. And this was still pretty long. This was just over 2 hours long, the movie. But of course they had to make some changes to kind of move the story along. Like they just didn't have the luxury to spend as much time on a lot of the story and kind of like the development of the Losers Club and stuff. But I found that it didn't really affect the story. I think they did it in a way that still stayed true to the whole point of the story. And I think that's what was really important. So I was able to, overlook it. Not even like overlook it, that makes it sound like I didn't like it. Like, I appreciated it. Instead of just making changes that don't make any sense or that change the story, it seems like they consciously thought out how they were going to change certain things and adjust the story, yet still, stay true to the original storyline and the whole point of the book. So I think they did a really good job at that. You can tell that the people making this movie really love the story and probably grew up having read the book or seen the miniseries or something. You can tell there's a lot of love for the story in it, and I think that's really important. And everybody knows that It, as a novel, is fucking massive, and there is a whole lot in there that wasn't in the miniseries. There's a whole lot in there that's not in this recent adaptation. Of course, they just focused on the kid's story. I think that's clear to everybody from the trailers. They didn't do any of the adult part of the story, yet they didn't like kind of interweave it like the miniseries does, but and like the book does. But even like within the kid's story, there's still a whole lot that got left out. But what I liked that they chose to accentuate, I guess, or what they chose to show over the miniseries. Am I making any sense? I don't know. I really like that they chose to show some of the kids' like struggles at home, which I don't think the miniseries really did well at all, to be honest. I think the the most time they gave to any child's home life in the miniseries was probably Eddie, and that even then it's still still not a lot. So I really like that they kind of showed how like shitty a lot of these kids' home lives are, especially Bev. I really liked that they kind of played up the sexual abuse aspect of her relationship with her dad, which I think the miniseries didn't really do at all. I think they like upon first watch in the miniseries, I watched the miniseries long before I ever read the book, but when I first saw the miniseries, I thought it was just like physical abuse, and then so I like that they kind of played into that a little bit more, and it like, I mean, it really made you feel for Bev's character, honestly. All of them, you know, you get to see how their home life has been affected by the tragedy or what their home life is like, so you kind of understand more why the loser club bands together the way they do, because, you know, they have this outside force of Pennywise that's trying to get them. They have, you know, the bullies led by Henry Bowers that are out to get them, and then, you know, when they go home they're, you know, they're dealing with each of their individual struggles, whether it be like abuse or, you know, like the loss of their brother, you know, with Bill. So I like that they played up on that. I think it made the story of the kids a little bit richer, and it made me it made me not want to leave the theater. I wish they had just made like a 4-hour movie with these kids, and I would have 100% been on board for that. I think, again, this goes kind of without saying, everyone's kind of picked up on this. There are a few CGI bits that kind of took some people out of it, but I think the overall, like as an overall movie, I enjoyed it too much to let the CGI bother me like at all. So I don't even feel right kind of putting it as a dislike, but I felt like I should have put something. That's really the only thing that was super easy for me to overlook it. So should you watch it? Of course, if you haven't seen it yet, please go see it. I know kind of like the opening weekend numbers are already in. They've already, you know, put out into the news how much money it made on opening weekend, but still go support this movie. Go see it in the theaters. It's it's a huge step for mainstream horror, for sure. Like, it's huge. Unfortunately, due to Irma, I wasn't able to see it again on its opening weekend, which I really actually wanted to. I think I'm gonna go see it again tomorrow, just because I just want to see it again. I'm gonna watch it as much as I can before it goes away from theaters, and then wait very impatiently for it to come out on Blu-ray, so I can keep watching it. So I 100% plan to go back and see it. So definitely go see it. This is gonna be on the top of everybody's best of 2017 horror list for sure. I have no doubt in my mind. And I would go see it because a lot of these kids are definitely, I think we're gonna see a lot of these kids a whole lot more in the future, especially the kid that played Richie, Finn Wolfhard? I don't know how you say his last name, but with Stranger Things and this, like, I think he's gonna be the first one to kind of like skyrocket, but they're all definitely going places, seriously. So I don't think it's any surprise. I'm gonna give this 5 poppin' and lockin' Pennywises out of 5. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. Really loved it. Can't wait to watch it again. And if you haven't seen it, which I think everybody went to go see it on opening night, I think the hype for it was just way too real to wait. So if for some crazy reason you haven't gone to see it yet, go see it. You are missing out. So right after opening weekend on IMDb right now, it has a 8.2 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes has an 86% critics rating and an 89% audience rating, so pretty evenly matched. And Roger Ebert gave it 3 out of 4. Go see this movie. So I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new here to become a Creepy Peep today. I post videos Monday through Friday. And thanks for watching. Until next time, stay strange.